Hey there, and welcome to today's class. Today we were doing a full body yoga routine just to get our bodies moving and active and just get a little stretch going. So to begin, we're going to start off in a child's pose. So we're going to have our knees as wide as the mat with our big toes touching, sinking our hips down to our ankles. We just walk our hands out in front of us, resting our forehead down to the mat. And from here, we're just going to take a few breaths just to clear our minds, ready our bodies, as we just bring our focus right here to the mat. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, feeling your ribs and your chest expand. Relaxing as you sigh out through the mouth. Taking another deep breath in and a calming breath out. And with your hands, you can just maybe walk them out a little bit further, just to give your back a little bit of extra lengthening in your spine and a juicy little stretch in your shoulders. And then pushing yourself up, you're going to come meet me in a tabletop position with your shoulders over your hands and your hips over your knees. And you take a breath in, and as you do, you're going to dip your belly down, lifting your chin up, and then leaning over slightly to the left. You're going to exhale, rounding your back out as you bring your chin towards your chest and shift to the right. Breathing in, belly down to the left, and exhale to round to the right. You can just go in this motion of left and right. You give yourself a nice little spinal massage and warm up. And you can shift over in the other direction if you haven't. Just really focusing on matching your movements with your breath. Then you can come back to a central position. Keeping your right knee grounded, you're going to lift your left leg up to the side like you're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. And you're going to make some nice big circular motions with your left knee, giving yourself a little bit of a hip massage. And then you can change over in the other direction. And then finally, placing your left foot over by your left hand, you're going to come meet me in a lizard lunge with your right knee still grounded. And with your right hand down, you're going to lift your left hand up, throwing it behind your back as you twist your body to gaze behind you to your foot. And then inhale, bring your hand out, stretching out in front of you. Exhale to throw it over your head to the back. And inhale to come forward. And one last time. Exhale. And inhale. You can bring your left hand down, bring feet back together into your tabletop. And we can move on to the other side. So right leg lifting up to the side, painting some nice little circles with your knee. And then changing over in the other direction. And finally placing your right foot next to your right hand. And once you've got your balance in your lizard, Raising your right hand up and throwing it over your head as you drop your hips down. Inhale, coming back forward, reaching as far forward as you can. Exhale to reach back. Inhale to come forward. And one last time. Exhale. And inhale. And then bring your hands down, bring your feet back together. You can exhale as you push your upper body forward and bring your chest down to the mat. And then placing your forearms out in front of you, pushing your chest up, pushing your shoulders away from your ears as you come into a Sphinx pose. Feeling a nice little stretch going on in your lower back. And then exhaling, bring your hands back below your shoulders as you lift your hips up to come meet me in your first downward facing dog. In your down dog, you can just walk your dog out, pedaling your feet one heel down at a time. Maybe even sway your hips from side to side. Just introducing a little bit of free movement in your body. Maybe noticing of any stretches or strains you might feel you need. And then coming back to stillness, we're going to keep our left foot grounded as we raise our right leg up as high as we can into a three-legged dog. And as you exhale, bending your leg as you place your foot between your hands. Raise your hands up as you come into a high crescent lunge. And then keeping our lower body stable, we're going to lean forward with our upper body as we bring our left hand down to the mat. And with our right hand reaching up as you open our chest out to the right to come into a twist. And then placing the weight onto our right foot and left hand, we're going to slowly hover our back foot up as we raise our leg up, coming into a revolved half moon. You can choose to either keep your left hand grounded to the mat, or you can see if you can float it up as you straighten your grounded leg. And twisting your body to center as we raise our chest up, bringing palms together to come into a warrior 3. And then very slowly and controlled, we can lower our back foot down as we drop our heel, windmilling our arms to bring our left arm back, right arm up, to come into a warrior 2. And then bring our hands behind our back. We're going to clasp our hands together as we take a breath in, really pulling our shoulders back, opening our chest out to gaze up as high as we can. And as you exhale, you're going to fold forward in between your legs, raising your hands up behind you as we come into a humble warrior. And then releasing your hands, framing your front foot. You kick back your legs, coming into a high plank. Holding here for a breath in. You have the option to drop your knees down, or you can keep them straight as you exhale as we lower our chests down to the mat. And then keeping our hands planted beneath our shoulders, we can take a breath in as we push our shoulders up to come into a cobra. And exhale, tucking our back toes, we lift our hips up to come into a downward facing dog. Moving on to our left leg, kicking up nice and high for an inhale. And then exhale, placing our foot between our hands as we raise our chest and our arms up into our high crescent lunge. And then bring our right hand down next to our foot. So we lift our left hand up, opening our chest out to our twist. And floating our back leg up, coming onto our fingertips as we come into a revolved half moon. Before bringing our bodies back to center as we straighten our grounded leg. So come meet me in our warrior 3. And then very slowly and controlled, dropping our back leg as we bend our front knee. Bring our arms in line together from fingertip to fingertip into our warrior 2. Then bring your hands behind our backs, clasping our hands together. You take a breath in, opening our chest out before exhaling as we bow down to humble our warrior. Then releasing our hands to frame our front foot, taking a breath in as we step back into our high plank. Exhale to lower down through chaturanga. Inhale to push up into your cobra. You can even lift your thighs up to come into an upward dog. And then exhaling, lifting your hips to come meet me in your downward facing dog. And then from our down dog, you can come meet me standing in a wide-legged stance with your legs just a little bit wider than your hips. Bring your hands behind your back. You can take a breath in, and as you exhale, hinging over your hips, folding forward. Just gonna meet me in a wide-legged forward fold. And then in your fold, you can take a breath in, releasing your hands. You lift your chest up halfway, trying to get your back as nice and straight as you can. And as you exhale, fold forward over your left leg, bringing your right hand to your left ankle. And then keeping your weight towards your left, bend your left knee as you drop your hips towards your left heel. With your right foot, you can swivel onto your knee, pointing your toes up to come into a Skandasana side lunge. If you need to, you can lift your back heel up just to help with the balance, as well as keeping your hands down to the mat if you can't. Otherwise, bring your hands to your heart center, and you just really sink into the pose, feeling a nice stretch going on in our legs. And then bring your hands back down to mat as we straighten our left leg, coming back into our forward fold. Taking a breath into half lift. And exhale, folding over our right leg. And bending our right leg as we lift our left toes up to come into our side lunge. And pushing yourself back up. And you're going to heel toe your feet slightly closer together. And then with your toes pointing at a 45-degree angle with your heels in line with the hips, you can slowly sink your hips down, bending your legs as we come into a yogi squat of malasana. And then bring your palms together with your elbows against your knees. You're going to push your knees out, feeling a nice little stretch going on in your hips. And then setting back down, you're going to come seat at the back of your mat with your right leg straightened out in front of you and your left leg bent with the bottom of your foot against your thigh. And we're going to take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to fold forward over your right leg, aiming to bring your chest as close to your knee as you can, and with your hands outstretched to grab onto your foot. And keeping your body low, you're going to bring your right forearm next to your right leg, with your left hand throwing it over your head as you open your chest out to the left to come into a side stretch. And slowly sitting back up. You can swap your legs over to the other side. So left leg straighten out, right leg bent. Taking a breath in to prepare. And exhale to hinge forward over your left leg. And twisting your body to the right, bringing left forearm down, with your right hand throwing it over your head, reaching as far forward as you can. And straight back up. You come meet me laying on your backs with both your legs straight out in front of you. And starting with your right leg, you're going to lift it up, keeping your leg as straight as you can, grabbing the backs of your leg. You can maybe use a strap or a towel if it helps a little bit. You're going to hug your leg as close to your body as you can, feeling a nice stretch going on in your hamstrings. And just hold here for 3, 2, 1. And then releasing your leg, letting it fall over to the left with your arms laying out by your side to come into a supine twist. And if your neck feels fine for it, you can even twist it to gaze to the right. And twist your head back to center. You can lay your right foot down as you lift your left leg up, grabbing behind your thigh or your knee, hugging it as deeply into your chest as you can. Feeling that nice juicy stretch going. And as you exhale, laying your hands by your side as you let your leg fall to the right. And turn your head back to center, bringing both legs back together. You can bend your knees, just windscreen wipe your legs from left to right, just to relieve any tension you might be feeling in your lower back. Before straightening both your legs, bring your hands by your side. As we just close our eyes here, as you meet me in our final pose of our practice of Shavasana. Here you can just relax every muscle, tendon, and bone in your body. Taking some nice deep breaths in and out. As you just clear your mind and let it drift away. And then bringing your focus back to your breath. Breathing in through the nose as you feel your lungs and chest rise and expand. And letting it out through the mouth in an audible sigh. Taking another deep breath in. And a heavy sigh out. And then choosing to either stay laying on your backs, or you can turn to your side. As you slowly push yourself up to come meet me in a seated position. And we just spend the next few moments just to reflect on our practice. Notice how we feel. Releasing any additional tension or stress we could still be holding on to. And finally, giving ourselves a little mental pat on the back for making time for ourselves and looking after ourselves. And then when you're ready, you can bring your palms together up to heart center as we take one last breath in. And exhale as we bow to close our practice. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you found some benefits, felt something you can take into your daily practice. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything else you would like me to do, and I hope to see you again soon on the yoga mat.